Happy Friday, folks. Let's get rolling here. Okay. Just getting organized here. Give me a little bit here. I'm gonna... Yeah, I'm still coughing. I am still somehow coughing after all this time. Let's see here. My chat is way too far away. Hey, Uger. How's it going this Friday? How was your week? How'd your week go? Hey, Ashish. My chat is way too far away. Hey, Uger. And I shouldn't have that playing in my ear. My window management right now is horrible. Hey, Derek. I always get screwed up because I want to use my main monitor for streaming. But that means I need to use my vertical monitor for everything else, and I'm not used to that. I'm used to vertical monitor only being like chat and a few other things. So I'm gonna just have to put in a cough drop. I'm sorry in advance. Otherwise I'm gonna be coughing in your ear. This way I'll just sound like I have a cough drop in my mouth. All right, what are we working on today? So I have to make a few decisions when it comes to a few things with Ignite. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. First, make sure that I clear a few things here. All right. Hey, what's up, Frank? Good morning to you. Hey, Mosen. How was your weekend? Or sorry, week. Weekend's coming up. How's your week? All right, so here's the deal. We have a new thing coming. It's called Ignite Maverick. I'll explain a little bit later, maybe. There's gonna be a lot more content, a lot more Ignite Maverick content on this channel coming up. So just keep that in mind. We have a couple of pretty big pull requests here. Let's see here. Okay, that's good. So right now we have, let's see, we have our docs. We have all of our component docs. We have a guide, like an Infinite Red, or like Ignite guide. We have upgrades. I actually am going to revert this. I think I should keep it called upgrading and not upgrades. So I'm going to actually change that. What is this called? Docs components. All right. So I'm going to pull, grab everything like that. Let's grab VS Code. All right, so we have all this documentation. I do want to move this back. So let's rename upgrades to upgrading. I'm going to go back to that. What else do we have? What else has changed? So components, we've added that. We have the guide. The README will have getting started guide and components. And the main README also links to the getting started guide and the rest of the docs, which is good. Hey, Mateen. How's your week going? Happy Friday to you. All right, so I feel like we're in a good spot for this. We are probably going to, here's the deal. We're going to bring in the documentation that we did here for the components. So I am going to merge this. Future docs updates will happen over on the, let's see here. Hold on a sec. Okay. Ignite Maverick. It's not gonna let me, is it? No, okay. Ignite. Milestones? Cool. Ignite on the Maverick. Branch milestone. We won't promote the docs until we have the full set released with Maverick V8. All right, so we are going to merge this though. Been sick for a week, Mateen. What have you been sick with? I was sick like a week and a half ago, and I'm still coughing. It wasn't COVID. Downbeer, did they change the policy of not streaming on Twitch and YouTube at the same time? Was there really a policy? Is there really a policy? I've never heard of that. Oh, I think that's definitely the case for like a Twitch partner. Mateen, I wonder if you have the... Well, I don't know. You're probably not anywhere near me. Glaze, what's up? What's Ignite? Let's take a real quick look. Ignite is Infinite Red's cutting-edge React Native project boilerplate. Includes a CLI, component and model generators, and more. So it lets you spin up a brand new React Native app, but it has all kinds of stuff baked into it. It is not about like bootstrapping a bunch of components, although it has its own components, and we're actually going to extend that in Ignite Maverick. All right, Tanveer, Twitch partners, makes sense. Yeah, if I become a Twitch partner, then I would have to probably do that. But I will say that a lot of my followers are YouTube. So, what can I say? But that's fine. Like if I'm a Twitch partner, that means I have enough people watching that that it makes sense to do that. I'm not at that point right now. It has been around since for at least 5 years. We've been continually updating it. There have been hundreds of new versions pushed out. Tech stack is React Native, React Navigation 6, MobX State Tree, MobX React Lite, TypeScript, async storage, API sauce, which this is probably going to change at some point. It's Flipper ready, React-Neuron ready, supports Expo out of the box, and more. So, yeah. Yeah, 144 releases. Pretty cool. Ignite is pretty awesome. So, what I'm gonna do here is the Ignite documentation is gonna land. I'm actually gonna do that now. I'm gonna merge chore docs. This is gonna be a skip CI by Silas J. Matson and Curly Coder. Is it Curly Coder? Curly Coder 15. And then Silas J. Matson. So I think that looks right. Components. Okay, there we go. We want to skip CI because we don't want to actually trigger a release right now. Yeah. It's really important to make sure that we're... Wait a minute here. Oh, you know what? I actually don't know. Maybe this is already working. Audio seems to be working fine. Okay, sorry. I forgot to do something, but apparently it didn't make a difference. So switch over to the other virtual microphone. We'll call it good. All right, so we're gonna merge this. I'm not going to like make a big deal out of this. It's really important that we make kind of a big deal once, yeah, so all the new component documentation's in here. Getting started, components. So if I go to the components thing, this is all new. totally custom design. Our new docs will be landing soon. So this is going to be, you know, Maverick's going to change this when we make a change. I have not talked about exactly what Maverick is. Ignite Maverick. That's brand new. Ignite Maverick's brand new. So let's take a quick look at what Maverick is. So biggest update to Ignite since Ignite V2. Pretty cool. All work will happen on the Maverick branch. This is what we have planned. All new redesign. Revamped component library. This is already kind of in progress, by the way. Yulian Glukenko is doing a lot of the work for that. So we're probably not going to see a lot of that right now. I mean, we might, but right now, yeah. New example screen, navigation flows. Justin says, I've always wanted to be on the ground floor of a thing. Well, this is the ground floor, yeah. Ignite V8. Biggest update to Ignite. All right, so new example screen and navigation flows. Sign-in screen. We'll probably have some other screens too. This is just like, initially, we're gonna have an authentication flow as well. So we're gonna actually show you how we do. That's the big thing. This is how we do authentication flows at Infinite Red. Tab navigator and demo component screen. By the way, better, and I actually want to put support for new architecture up here, and integration with mono repos. So that's a big one too. Making sure that we integrate with mono repos better. We are probably going to remove storybook. This demo component screen is going to actually change, or is going to be the if Danny is in the audience, which I don't see him yet, but he might come in later. He may see this and be sad because he maintains React Native Storybook. But from what we got from the people at Infinite Red is that it's kind of hit and miss whether we use Storybook or not. And we have some ideas on some other things we could do to make it a little bit more approachable. Now you can still use Storybook for sure, but we may not include it out of the box. Component docs, navigation docs, you know, all this stuff is going to be added. And that's primarily what I'm going to be working on, is a lot of the documentation efforts. The navigation stuff, I think Lizzie is going to work on, and maybe adding a tab navigator as well. And all this stuff's Yulian. Upgrading React Native to the latest and upgrading Expo to the latest is maybe going to be Frank, who's in the audience. Frank has been doing some stuff with that, so it's really cool. And we have other stuff that we're gonna work on. The new Ignite walkthrough, this is mine, I just added it. Essentially just asking questions, which we used to have in Ignite, and I kind of removed because it was like, well, we can just have them pass in, you know, options. But I actually think we should back up a little bit on that. The other piece of this, I wouldn't mind making it so that, and I asked Frank to look at this, but I wouldn't mind making it so that Ignite has, right now you pass in like -- expo. And when you pass in -- expo, it does some stuff. So anything with like, oh, I totally forgot to commit. Totally forgot to commit and push this up. No. Let's go git stash, git checkout master. What? Docs upgrading. Okay. Move docs upgrades MD to docs upgrading.md. Wait, what? I'm confused. Oh, I need to pull. That's why. So we're moving that back. Chore docs. And then, oh, I also need to... Oh, I don't even have it in the README. Okay. README. Yeah, there's no upgrading in here, so... I'm going to remove the in progress, because I know that's not true anymore. Upgrading Ignite. How to upgrade your app to the latest and greatest Ignite patterns. That's probably good. All right. I'm just going to push directly to master because that's what I do. Okay, so chore docs, rename upgrades to upgrading.md, skip CI, and then we'll just push that directly. So, okay, cool. Okay, so coming back to this, because that's what I do. Yeah, so I think that's, you know, Expo would be nice if it just ran right away. So like if I go to, like even if I don't use -- Expo, let's say, but let's go into the boilerplate here. But I run some command and it still works in Expo. That would be ideal. So let's go look and see what Expo is needed anyway. So first off, node modules expo app entry.js. Weird. What's that? Why is that? What's that there for? These can be changed. So I'm thinking like expo : start, expo Android, expo iOS, expo web, expo eject. This could be, I mean, right now this is like, this could be, I think this could be like updated to be what we would want with just package JSON. The only one to keep, this is Frank, is expo status bar and expo webpack config. The others are just different versions. Oh. Helpful. Okay, so lint would not need to be there. So there's like some, but this could be like expo build end-to-end and expo test end-to-end. So we could just like update all the scripts to be this. And then the dependencies, webpack config, which I'm actually really curious to know what we're getting out of that. Do you know, Frank? Running expo customized web will generate this default config in your project. Okay. Okay, okay, cool. And then the other thing, Frank, is so like expo linear gradient instead of are we already using expo linear gradient here? We are. Yeah, so like the different versions, we would just use the version that Expo supports. It's not spun up via Expo CLI. Okay. And then Expo localization. I think we're already using a lot of this stuff. You know? Expo status bar could be included. Once we upgrade Expo, they don't have to be so different. Yeah, exactly. I am actually really excited about that, Frank. So we no longer need the -- Expo with Maverick. You can just run Expo or vanilla. They're both the same thing. Like, they're just the same thing. Yeah, and that's a good reason to update Expo. Right, Frank? Yeah. Okay, so new Ignite walkthrough, we could actually remove Expo. Yeah. It's Expo compatible out of the box. No -- Expo needed. And there will be like an iOS and Android folder. But you don't have to run that. Okay, so anyway, the documentation has been added. I like it. So we can like drill through. So like the wallpaper, if I go to like, let's say checkbox, has all this documentation here. I love it. It's great. This is fantastic. Could be more in line with stock React Native view of Expo use the dev client. Yes, but like, I'd love to be able to just use Expo Go. I don't know. I haven't like totally wrapped my mind around all of that, to be honest, Matt. But yeah, there we go. This is cool. This is very cool. So let's see if the new branch has been created. I'm not seeing it. We need to get rid of some of these branches. Let's see here. Well, I'll start with mine. Get rid of that. Update resource class. Don't think. I don't think this is what we want. This is like old. So I'm just gonna get rid of it. Organization improvements. Oh man, I remember this. Shoot. What all did I do here? Why didn't I create a PR? Why didn't this come in? This is not good. You can be more in no, sorry, I already read that one. My bad. Yeah, this never made it in. What the heck, Jamin? Okay, I'm gonna need to cherry pick some stuff. Yeah, I have some cleanup to do here. Okay. All right. Okay, so let's create a new branch, and then I'm gonna just say it's the worst branch name in the world, miscellaneous improvements. By the way, I want to install update. Okay. Let's go look at everything that happened in this branch, because there's 31 commits. Oh, I had the newest version of React Native as well. Wait, what is... Maybe all this stuff did... What are we on right now? I'm very confused right now. Yeah, we're on 0.68 too. Okay, I'm just gonna have to go like commit by commit, I think. Like, so 68.2 is fine. Let me go look and make sure. So it's just all... It looks like it's all just 68 stuff. Yeah, okay. And then... Path issues with our next kit. Is it just yarn? Okay. Metro config. Yeah. Do we have metro config? We do. Okay. So we're good on that. Hey, Sketchy. Sketchy Bex. What is up? High level, what is Ignite Maverick? All right, so it is the biggest change to Ignite, our React Native boilerplate, since version 2, which came out like 4 years ago. It is a redesign of the default boilerplate as far as just the look and the feel. It is an upgrade to all of the components. It is upgrading to all of the latest React Native and Expo and bringing it in line for the new architecture. It is also, we're going to add create a new walkthrough. So when you create it, you know, like it'll ask you some questions. Excuse me. All new documentation, like a vast amount of documentation that has been missing forever. And a bunch of other improvements. It'll be faster out of the box than Ignite 7, you know, and before. This is Ignite 8 is what Maverick is. Yeah, big update. We're gonna include some other stuff too. So it's gonna be kind of a big deal. The other thing that I really want to do, and Frank Calise in the chat, who works for me, he's gonna be helping with this, but we're gonna make it so that Ignite runs on Expo without passing in -expo. So you can actually just spin up a new Ignite app, don't pass an Expo, it'll just work. You do like yarn expo : start, and it'll just run. And if you do yarn iOS, it spins up using, you know, your normal. So like you can run on Expo or you can run on non-Expo. Doesn't really care either way. Okay, so disable symlink support. I feel like all this stuff made it in. I'm really confused right now. I don't understand this. I don't understand this. Okay, so that. Let's see. Upgrades to 68.2. CLI rename. Yeah, disable symlink. Fix types. Is this all the same stuff? Yeah, it is. Fix bundle ID. Get bundle ID, you mean? Okay, all right. This is... Okay, so like if I could create the pull request. And I go look at files changed. Is this actually, this isn't, yeah, see, I don't know. Default to skipping depths, is that in here? So there's some, so ignore, add warning to rename. Yeah, it's right. Okay, so there's some stuff afterward that didn't make it in. So this is the stuff, let's see. Okay, so there is a little bit here that needs to be brought into this other branch. So I'm gonna do that right now. So let's grab this here. This is how you cherry pick a commit. So you go git cherry dash pick, and then you copy the SHA and paste that in. Merge conflict, come on. Okay, I added upgrading and I also added upgrading. All right. Tour of Ignite. All right. What else? Something's wrong here. There's also, I guess, this Ignite CLI. So I'm going to back up a second here. Okay. So I had this, and then I added that. Yeah, see, I thought that was the case. All right. So now I have duplicate upgrading Ignite and tour of Ignite. So upgrading, there we go. And then we have the Ignite CLI. Ignite CLI new, generate, doctor, rename. So this is all like CLI stuff. I think this needs to go into its own doc. So let's do that. Ignite CLI. There we go. And then we can say Ignite CLI, ignite-cli.md, docs for the Ignite CLI. And actually, let's put this up higher. Yeah, okay, cool. Added Ignite CLI docs. Okay, cool. So that cherry pick's done. We have some conflicts that came in. I don't need that. Merging, speeding up CI. What's in this? Removing package lock. A bunch of like PNPM stuff. Package lock JSON, PNPM. Package options, which should probably happen. The changes here to this probably could happen. There's silent, frozen. I remember doing this, and I don't remember if it was like, so skip depths. Sorry, it's partially off screen here. I don't remember if if this all helped or not, to be completely honest. So we had, yeah, I added this frozen thing so you could do like frozen lock file and stuff. PNPM, yarn, NPM. I am not sure if we should continue to support PNPM, yarn, and NPM. I mean, we could just tell them, you have to use yarn. You have to. Remove other lock files. So this like removes them when you're done. Skip deps. So I believe this did actually like make a difference. I believe it did. More updates for speed. Do we need to wait for fonts? So this like removes the fonts. Okay. Default to skipping depths. Oh yeah, default false as of Ignite CLI v8. I need to see where Julian is. All right, I gotta see if Julian pushed up a Maverick. I haven't seen a Maverick branch, but Parasocial Meta Learning says, I'm a big fan of AntFoo /NI. It even supports Bun now. What is that? Oh. Wow, okay. Okay. That's not bad. I don't know if it's necessarily where I want to be right now, but that is interesting. That is interesting. Okay, so this right here is sort of like assuming this was pre Maverick, but this is definitely something that's going to happen in Maverick. Excuse me. Frozen lock file. At the end of the day, like installing deps, like was way more. Yeah, okay, here we go. Yeah. I do like a lot of the changes that are here. By the view Vite team? Okay. So again, I gotta go back to the yeah, it was just so slow. I remember that. So let me see. I'm in the boilerplate here. Okay, so let me go to the metro config right here. Okay. Symlinks resolver, Symlinks, and I believe we fixed some stuff. Okay, do I want to bring this in? Default to skipping depths. Do we need to wait for fonts? I don't know if I'll bother with this yet. It says Expo only. Yeah, again, these are interesting things, but so it ignores some stuff here. Man, this is why I can't let these things like hang out there for, you know, over a month, because then I just forget what I did. So everything past add warning to rename CLI. So everything beyond that is like already released or is not released. So these are the things that need to be okay. I am not 100% sure where to go here. Conflicts. Okay, I guess at the end of the day, so, oh, by the way, do we call it depths right now? Part of the problem here is like figuring out what we've, I can't find my freaking, okay, there it is. I think that was in, I don't want to do this. I definitely don't want to have the 3 lock files. That's part of the problem here. Expo font. Probably don't want to do that. Yeah, I don't want to do that. So that one's gone. Remove other lock files. I just don't think that we can do this. This probably should happen. I might as well do this. So let's go to commands new. Commands new. Okay. And then packager, package options. Actually, I need to go into the package. So I need to export this. So package options. And then I need the package options to be or just packager, I guess. Packager options. There it is. Okay, so let's make that package options there. Good. And then this one has like this whole silent and frozen. So we don't want frozen, but we do want silent. So package options. So silent's going to be there. And then we have, I'm not going to do any of the frozen stuff. So we actually removed this from this step. I don't know if this is still used or still required. So again, Frank, this is stuff that like anytime you see like if Expo, we need to be thinking about this. Obviously stuff like this can go away. This should be done though on the Maverick branch. It shouldn't be done on this branch. And then renaming index.js to app.js. I wonder if we could just have app.js. So like we have this one right here. And we could just have an app.js in here and have it, let me see here, index.expo. So there's an index.expo, which is this. Register root component comes from expo. Okay, so this is interesting. I think we could just include this as app.tsx or whatever. And then we can have the other one as, so we can just basically say, hey, this is what's run if you run index or like yarn. Yeah, exactly. So I think we could actually have both. This one could just be renamed to just app.js like this. And then instead of saying this is the first file, we could just say this is the entry point if you run yarn expo start or something like that. And then index.js, and then we could say something in here, and I'd probably get rid of all this junk and just say if you use expo, yarn expo start, then the entry point is app.js instead. These do essentially the same thing. Both do essentially the same thing. So does that make sense, Frank? Like we would have index.js and we'd have app.js, and we would just put a comment. If you run yarn iOS or yarn Android, it'll use index.js instead, you know, something like that. And then we don't have to worry about it. So I'm going to undo, like I'm going to not save, and hey, thanks for the follow, Holly FK. Appreciate it. Restore that and remove that. Yeah.
Is now following.
Okay. All right. Cool. But that's what we need to do to make it runnable from both, and then we wouldn't need to have this whole rename thing. The Babel config we need to resolve and see what the difference is between the two. There's definitely a difference, I'm pretty sure, but I don't think that it's 100%. Yeah, the only difference here is Babel preset Expo versus Babel or module Metro React Native Babel preset. It is possible to pass in a different Babel config, I think, somehow. We could also check, like maybe there's a way to be like, let's say I was to do something like, something like this, right? And then I go const babel config equals, and then here we're like expo blah blah blah. Oh yeah, look at that, look at that. We could just do that, and then we could, so we could require whichever one, and then we have to figure out how to determine that we're running with expo go. It's actually it should be like expo go, or well, probably just expo. So we'd still have two files. It'd be like babel config, we'd have three. We'd have babel config.expo, and babel config.vanilla.js. We would load it based on somehow. If you were to do like, if you were to have like expo colon Android, you can just say expo equals 1 like that. And then it knows that it's, it's expo. Sorry, everybody, for the kind of inside baseball stuff. It's probably less interesting, but this is all stuff to make sure that we can not have all this rigmarole. This will actually simplify a lot about Ignite. We're not going to have so much like .expo stuff. Yeah, and so things like the TS config. Let's actually look at that. TS config. Yeah, so config include. So we're just switching out. So all we would probably need to do is just add app.js somehow. And maybe we don't need that. Maybe we don't want that, but that's just an idea right now. This right here, we probably wouldn't need. The detox thing, I don't know what to do with right now. I really don't. I don't know. We'll have to work with that. Okay, cool. So let's go back to this. I'm actually going to close this out again, come back here, and then I gotta figure out what exactly needs to make it in here. So skipping depths. I don't think any of this stuff does. So where are we right now with our change? All I did was add that, and I exported that. Is that it? I did bring in another commit, which was adding some more docs. Added. So no, because there's the frozen thing, and the frozen thing is not frozen, silent. And then there's some of the stuff that it really does need to be updated to use silent. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Yeah, okay. I'm convinced we don't need this branch at all. So I think we get rid of it. I'm just gonna go back. It was a good experiment. Make sure that everything was good. I didn't want to lose anything that we really wanted, but I think that organization improvements needs to be deleted. It's most of it's already in there, so we really don't need it. So I'm going to delete it. All right. Refactor Rust. I was actually working on this. Like a Rust version. Hey, front-end wizard. How's your Friday going? So I added a Rust. Let's see here. Don't need to look at the my app stuff. I added a Rust version of Ignite, just a really simple one. And it was like copying everything over. And what I found out was that the speed of copying stuff over is really not the issue with Ignite in terms of speed. I actually ended up abandoning this. I'm going to hang on to the branch just because it's kind of an interesting thing. I wish there was like a archive as interesting, you know. React Native screens 11 months ago, that can go away. Fix issue 1765. Is issue 1765 even a thing? Just passing by to say that Ignite is really awesome and I wish I was using it at my work. Oh, that's really nice of you to say. It's going to get even cooler with Ignite Maverick, by the way. But I appreciate the kind words. That's really nice of you to say. Android files have the wrong package name. So is this a real thing that we need to fix? Bundle identifier. I feel like this was fixed recently. Bundle ID. This this check actually does need to happen though. Validate bundle identifier. Okay, interesting. But this is using React Native rename, so I think it's no longer a thing. I think this should be fixed. Oh, Julian says it was solved. Yep. So I think it's closed. Yep. So we don't need this anymore. We can get rid of that branch. Okay. Cool. And I'm going to go back to branches. Stale. Okay. Update bundle ID, I think is probably the same thing. What's new in Maverick? So Maverick is a bunch of stuff. If you go to, whoops, not labels. Go to milestones, you'll find Ignite V8 Maverick. You'll see that we're going to have an all new redesign. We're going to support the new architecture. Hey, Danny. I got some bad news. Good news and bad news, Danny. Good news? We're doing a cool new thing. I didn't notice it was you, by the way. Called Ignite Maverick. Biggest update to Ignite since V2. All new redesign. Support for new architecture. Revamped component library. New example screen. Navigation flows. Sign-in screen. Authentication. A tab navigator example. Demo component screen. New expanded documentation. A lot of new documentation. This is actually just a very tiny part of it. React Native to the latest. Expo the latest. Better integration with mono repos. Here's the bad news. I'm sorry, Danny. So we did a poll internally at Infinite Red. And while some people use Storybook, it was not enough people use Storybook to make it continue to be a core part of what Ignite is. So we have some ideas on how we're going to replace it. That's not to say you can't use Storybook, and we're going to actually have like a Ignite recipe for adding Storybook. That's part of the new docs. If that's how you prefer to work. But most likely we're going to be removing Storybook to simplify some things and to align better with how we build stuff at Infinite Red. So, but yeah, there's a bunch of stuff kind of coming in here. So I think this one is also, this one's good. 2 commits ahead. And if I go down, yeah, this is all the same stuff that I was doing. So I believe I can delete that. So I'm going to delete that. Upgrade to React Native 66. We probably don't need that. Refactor to Rust, I'm leaving. And file structure Expo compat. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, I see. I see what's happening here. But if you're not using Expo. Okay, this is interesting. I don't know if this is... Yeah, I don't think this is quite what we want. Sounds like a nice update regardless. Probably removing storybook simplifies some of the setup. That is true. The toggle storybook stuff. It is true. But it really has more to do with do we use storybook or not? And since only like maybe 30% of our projects use it, and would use it on a brand new, like our project leads would use it on a brand new project, it just didn't make sense to leave it in. I don't know what to think about this one. I'm gonna ask Lizzie. Unify. So I'm not sure if it's necessary given the efforts Frank is doing to unify Expo and vanilla, but do you give me any context here so we don't miss something important? So okay, I'm gonna check with Lizzie on that one. So I'll leave that one for now. So all right, cool. And then active navigation styling, RNX kit yes build. So I tried switching over to ES build, which would allow for tree shaking. But I think we had some issues with that. Just don't remember exactly. Do I have it here? I need to go check. Need to check. Started experimenting with tree shaking Ignite today. Our next kit has some experimental support for tree shaking via this. Some limitations. It doesn't work the greatest in dev. Does not support tree shaking when you export star. And then there's an issue, which, let me go here. Plugin transformed regenerator. So I guess the idea here is you would use plugin transform regenerator here, loose true, and then you would run this. So this is an interesting experiment that I think we should look at, but I'm not totally sure if it should be. I'm gonna do a draft right now. Moving to Metro RNX kit Metro serializer ES build. This is an experimental PR showing or demoing Ignite using RNX kit Metro serializer ES build main benefits. Tree shaking, smaller JS bundles, faster compilation, maybe. More info is here. Also, we would need to, so this is not ready to merge, as we need to test out the changes recommended by Tito64 and a Foxman in that thread, and also figure out how to if this will work with the Expo unification, Expo vanilla efforts, which, by the way, I actually need to create an issue for that. I'm going to do that now. Let me make sure I Expo via v5. I don't know if this is like right here. This is like, here's Frank. Okay, so this 1960 would probably be superseded by Expo vanilla unification. Related. What was that? Sorry. 1960. No. 60. I'd like to unify the Ignite boilerplate. Our next has so many features. True. That bug goes away with CLI v5. I think if we do things right. Agree. Yep. To so it can run with Expo Go and vanilla with the same boilerplate. This has the following benefits. No need to pass Expo when you generate a project. Simpler Ignite CLI new.ts command, or I should just say Expo, or sorry, npx Ignite CLI new. Simpler, faster. Let's see, easier maintenance of the boilerplate. Much easier. Hey, Ahmed. You are back. How's it going? How did your, let's see, you had, last we talked, I think you had some finals or something that you were studying for. How did those go? Don't have to choose between Expo and non-Expo anymore. Tasks. So let's see here. It'd be something like, I think you could do something like this. Unify, and by the way, the milestone is going to be Maverick here. Ensure that the index.js and app.js load appropriately. Actually, first I'm going to need to say like, going very well. Finals went well. Awesome. Yeah, that's great. Update the scripts to have both Yarn iOS and Yarn Expo iOS, etc. Depending on what you want to run, based on which is run, update or unify any star.expo.star files where appropriate, load based on Expo or something similar. In the script, the appropriate configs if they can't be unified. I don't know. Oh, let the user know after running new how to run via vanilla versus Expo. Running on Expo Go will always be prefixed with Yarn Expo. Okay, something like this. And this is Maverick, and I'm actually gonna make Frank sort of the owner of this one. I'm gonna submit this issue, Expo Vanilla Unification. There's probably some more stuff, and Frank, you should have access to like edit this. So this related to 1960. Let's work on Expo Vanilla Unification. Excuse me. Which should solve this issue. Sweet. Awesome. Thanks, Frank. Cool. Okay, back here. The work with the Expo Unification, 1983. So this will be a Maverick thing. Also, make sure it works on Expo Web. So I'm just going to draft this. And I will update it from master. So, yeah. Yeah, there's another one. Cool. All right. Created a branch to track over on Ignite, or a PR. This will be part of our Ignite Maverick release if we can get it to work reliably. Okay. Maverick. There we go. All right. Update README. What do we got here? We actually removed solidarity, so we don't need this. We can delete this. Okay. Wait, did I? Oh, this is in progress. So this actually has a PR, 1980. And then this has a PR as well. So both those are draft. So we're good on that. All right. So now if you go to Ignite and you click this, you don't get so many. You just get these. That feels better. Does that feel better? It's nice to clean house a little bit. Okay, so is this it? It is, okay. What did he call it? Okay, so new UI components, splash screen generator, and I think the app icon generator. Did this get? Yeah, this got implemented. Splash screen generator, there's a PR right here. So this has everything here. Okay, so that's good. I think this is, why does this just say it's behind though? Doesn't, the new UI components does not show. Yeah, see, it says it's 25 commits ahead of master, but if I click compare, there's nothing. Everything's updated. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that. I'm gonna have to wait for Julian on that. But we got a bunch of new Maverick stuff. Monorepo setup guide will also be a Maverick. We need to improve the monorepo setup. 69. Okay, so let's see here. I already did this, so yeah, it's SDK. Yep. This will be a part of our Ignite V8 Maverick efforts. Okay, good on that. Invalid React Native SDK version. This will be fixed with Ignite V8, code named Maverick. Sorry about the delay. We're working hard on it. I'll tell you, we are very much working hard on this. As you can see. Oh, oops. We're working hard. Such a dad joke. You see the 70 RC Hermes on by default. Yep, that'd be awesome. Okay. So, Julian Julian and Lizzie. Expanded documentation. So there's a bunch of stuff that I want to do that we can't really do until I get the new branch is the reality. So yeah, I'll probably wait on that. So here's the deal, everybody. We made some progress, which is great. Maverick's going to be cool. The new design is awesome. There's going to be a lot of updates that we've been waiting a long time to do. We'll take this moment to sort of like really kind of push forward into, you know, into what we're trying to do with this. Like a lot of, like when it's a breaking change, you know, like a V8, we have a little more wiggle room to do some things. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. This is not the last you'll see of it on this stream. Next week, the whole team's going to be off. Everybody's flying into town, and we're going to be doing our on-site, which is going to be fun. So I will not be streaming on Friday. And I will be probably, I think, the next week. But don't expect a lot of Monday streams. Probably a lot of Friday streams. That's pretty much it. So thanks for hanging out. Yeah. Keep an eye out. Ignite Maverick coming soon. It's going to be the biggest update since V2. So it's going to be fun. I will talk to you all in a couple weeks. Take care, everybody.